Hello, quilty friends. Thanks for being out here in Brenda's quilting studio with me again today, my favorite place. I hope you're having a super time in your arena of the world, in your sewing area. Take just a minute to like and subscribe so that we can get this channel out to more people. Quilts are just such a gift of love, and we want to make sure that people can feel that love as we're creating it for us. So let's take a minute to like and subscribe, and let's talk about what's going up on the quilting bed today. Sharyn's quilt that she brought over to me. The quilt itself is 58 inches by 64 inches, and you can see what it's created with is actually these very large half square triangles. This could be created out of fat quarters. Yes, fat quarters. So I'm sure you're familiar with fat quarters. Fat quarter is actually equal to 1/4 yard of fabric. But rather than taking a yard that's 36 inches by the width of fabric and just cutting off 1/4 inch of that, which would be 36 divided by 4, 9 inches, a long skinny 9 inches, instead of that they've unfolded the fabric and cut it twice that wide. So actually you're getting 18 inches by 22 rather than 9 inches by 44. So you have a more usable piece of fabric because of it being a fat quarter. Yes, it is technically the same amount of fabric, but the way it's cut has more usable fabric to be able to use in your project. Now, this could easily be created from fat quarters because, again, they're 18 inches by 22 inches. And this block, after it's finished, is about 19 inches by 17-ish, something like that. It's longer than it is wide. It's actually a rectangle. When you cut anything into the hypotenuse of the triangle, you are having at least one bias edge and maybe two, depending upon how you cut it. What's the issue with bias edges? When you are running with the warp of the thread, you're going to be running with the straight of grain. But as soon as you cut that on the bias, you now have all of this area that is going to be stretchy. You need to be very gentle. Gentle in your moving, gentle in your cutting, gentle in your pressing, gentle in your stitching, everything together. You can take a perfect triangle and turn it into a very imperfect parallelogram just by how you press it. So when you have all of these bias edges, be very gentle with them. Again, this could be a half square, this could be a fat quarters project to be able to put together. Design I'm putting on it is my SPLAT. Love it, love it, love it. Charming flower. Doing it in my Satin Slipper color of thread. Just a sweet little kind of a mauvey color right there. Look at how beautiful the backing fabric is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Sharyn has brought me 108 inches backing top to bottom. So the selvage is up here, and I've been able to connect the selvage to the top of my leader and to the bottom of my leader. You can see the quilt ends here. So obviously she's going to have plenty of backing available to be able to use for another project. That's something over at the quilting studio. I'm going to make sure that you get as much fabric back as you can. So be aware of that. I'm going to be able to hang on to it for you and make sure that it is returned. Pressing job. Let's take a look at that. I'm always interested in the pressing. As you can see, we have very large pieces. There's not going to be a lot of pressing here. We do have some pieces coming together right here, and we still have seams we want to wear, but look at how nice and flat everything is right here. Why is that? Because she pressed the back side of the front so nice. Everything is going to the side. You're welcome to have pressed it open, and then she took time to press the top of the quilt. My friends, I implore you, press the top of the quilt. You will be happy with it. My gal up here will be happy with it. Your quilt will turn out amazing. Let me see what you've got. Let's have a discussion. Put something down in the comments. I'll be able to tell you how to send a quilt over here to Brenda's Quilting Studio. In the meantime, have an amazing quilty day.